Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is a pumpkin beer, first pumpkin beer of the season, and this was bottled, Jesus. So Best Buy January 2022, imagine 6-month Best Buy, so this is like bottled like in June? No way. June, it has to be June, right? Anyway, right? 6-7 months, no, maybe July, who knows? Anyway, this is the Dogfish Ed Punkin Ale. So they've redone the label, which is quite nice. Has a little bit of that Rick and Morty kind of theme to it. And this is their brown ale, 7% brewed with spices. Or pumpkin and spices. One of the classics. Thought I'd revisit it. It's been a while since I've had it. So beer comes in a light to medium amber color. Yeah. Light to medium amber color. Nice clarity on that guy. Light tan head. Wonderful kind of like nutmeg, kind of ginger, kind of sweetness. I get a little bit of kind of fruity sweetness underneath as well. There's a nice Maillard reaction, so there's like probably some amount of crystal Munich in here. Yeah, a little bit of that kind of like bready sweetness. Nice kind of cinnamon zing in there. It smells just like pumpkin pie. It smells quite nice. Cheers. Well, not literally, because I mean, is there that bread crusty kind of thing going on? Yeah, that's what Maillard reaction I was talking about. So again, very familiar, standard, well done kind of pumpkin pie aromatic on an ale. So for 7%, this beer is a little bit light. It does have this fruity pumpkin thing, which is quite weird because it sort of like tricks the palate into think it's like acetaldehyde, which is an off flavor of like younger beer, homebrewed beer, beer that's not really finished completely all the way. And I guess pumpkin does that kind of flavor. Or pumpkin is actually, like raw pumpkin flesh is actually one of the great descriptors for acetaldehyde. So strangely has that, but I guess that's what you get with the pumpkin beer. It's really not that spice driven. Yeah, I get a lot of that kind of like not favorable kind of like pumpkin-y flavor, which again, instead of like baked pumpkin or pumpkin or pie crust, because I swear, whereas I really smelled a little bit more of that kind of complex, kind of crusty malt character on the nose. Here, it's like really not there. They call some brown ales a base. Full blind, I would have guessed this was some kind of like cream ale or some kind of, I mean, if you looked at it, I mean, Irish red ale, like right, like the base style doesn't seem like it has much oomph to it, and they're calling it a brown ale. It tastes nothing like a brown ale. There's nothing in that realm of that kind of malt complexity or even color that you get from a brown ale. And brown ale would be a great base for that. So yeah, and spices. Again, everything that was on the nose that seemed quite attractive is really like sort of missing. Instead, you get this kind of like vegetal beer product with like beer flavor, the vegetal component into the beer. And then you get a little bit of spicing dancing in there with the ginger and the nutmeg. Maybe a hair, it's light on the cinnamon. Yeah, wow. I mean, this was never my favorite, but I feel like the beer had a little bit more oomph to it before. It's not doing it for me. This for me, B minus. I'm still cold, so I will say that. But yeah, maybe I have a little too cold. It really needs a little bit more like, not even just sweetness. Like, I mean, honestly, I prefer a little sweeter, but just more malt to it, like malt flavor and malt complexity. Like, it really doesn't seem to have any of that. As it warmed up, I think that was a little bit of the issue, but I don't know. I wouldn't have not guessed this was Dogfish Ed Punkin Ale. This for me, it's not even B minus, it's C plus. Let's go with the 77 on this one. Dogfish Ed Punkin Ale. Yeah, so this full line for me would be like some random local brewery that's making a pumpkin beer that's sort of like drinkable, nobody really thinks about it. I would never guess that this was Dogfish Head. You know, classic American brewery that really people care a lot about, make quality products, and you know, even if you don't love it, it's still just quality, great beer. This for me is just like very mediocre, middle of the road kind of pumpkin beer that you'd find in whatever local brewery that you live by that made a pumpkin beer, you know? I don't know, surprising for me. And doesn't really have it much. Again, does even at 7%, like it drinks lower than that. It drinks at like 5. So it's weird. So 7.7 for me. That's Dogfish at Punkin Ale. Let me know if you've had it recently. Until next time, guys. Cheers.